Hi, this is Abby. How to find the perfect love is our topic today. Now, what does love mean? It might mean many things to everyone out there. It means a lot to us as well, and it means different things to us here. But as a psychologist, I see love is the basic and most essential emotion in our personal life. Without love, imagine the whole world without love. What will happen? Collapse? I don't know. Ask yourself. We will find out more with my beautiful guests here, and I will start with Tricia. Hi, Tricia.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm overwhelmed with love. It's a good start.
You're giving us love. And that's what we need.
Exactly.
And as a good love, good start, good laugh. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Absolutely. Elise.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
It seems you have something to say about love, but how are you today?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good, excellent. And we have the doctor here. Dr. Farah, hi.
Hi, Abby. Hi, everyone. How are you?
Doctor, love. How to find the perfect love?
So I have a recipe.
Excellent. We love recipes.
Especially for ladies.
I'm a shocking cook.
Please share that.
So
recipe.
I just believe in meeting people and keeping everything completely platonic. So just friendships, you getting to know people, not with the intention, not with expectation, not with anything. And make sure that's understood by the other person as well, because we're not leading anybody on. But, just open friendships, really. And just keep meeting people. And I think giving things time to get to know people. Because when people approach relationships under that expectation of, I'm looking for a partner.
Is it the one?
Exactly. It changes everything, right?
Yeah.
It's so much pressure and maybe false expectations, and you're portraying yourself in a way that you really shouldn't, that maybe it's not you. So many confusions happen.
Yeah.
So my strategy was just be friends with everyone, get to know everyone, meet everyone. You hear about their lives, hear about their relationships, hear about everything.
Just meeting or just more than meeting?
Yeah, more than meeting. Like getting to know, of course, if somebody who's worthy, like I'm not just going to make friends with everybody.
Right.
But, once you click and you can get to know someone, but on a friendship level, that's how I really, that was my strategy. And friendships, I think, are the best way to get to know someone. You get to know they're good, they're bad, they're ugly. And I think if there is something called perfect love, it would be who is more perfect for me as a person, rather than the perfect or checkbox exercise man. You know what I mean?
So, okay, meet everybody and then analyze and then
I think let things happen naturally, see, and even if it is you do develop feelings with the person and the other person doesn't develop it back, it's still fine. That means it wasn't meant, it wasn't meant to go further, and nothing is wrong with that.
Yes, you've been spared.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Spared a relationship that's one-sided or a lot of effort.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you invest in real friendships.
Yes.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with you there.
Me
I think that's why a lot of couples and relationships are formed in the workplace, because we get to see each other in all sorts of situations, in a meeting, when we mess up, when we come to work not looking that great, when we've had an argument with someone, even if we're, at the end of another relationship, or if we're going through things in our lives, we get to see each other in a very natural environment, really. We get to hear each other's voice, and we can observe how people deal with stress, how they deal with relationships of other sorts, conflicts, whether they look after themselves, whether, you really get to know them. I think there's something in it, even in the world of dating at the moment. It would be probably a healthy move to say to someone, listen, here we are, but you're not number one for me and I'm not number one for you. Let's just get to know each other. Spend time together, get to know each other quite openly, without any illusion that, I'm the one for you and you're the one for me. Because then all of a sudden we go into this world of wanting to please and hit the target when the target's invisible. We have no idea how to check those boxes.
I think what was important for me too, when you're getting to know someone, you get to know about their families and you get to meet, see what that's like. Because for me, if you're finding someone, it extends to the family. It's not. Yes, I know people view it as, no, it's just us alone. Yes, it is you alone in a sense, but you have to look at the family and that dynamics, and if it matches yours, because
that's true.
Every family is different, right? And their values are different.
Absolutely, and we're so much a product of our family.
Exactly.
That, if we have a conflict within our family, if we don't speak to a brother, or if we don't speak to a father, or we're not on very good terms with our mother, that's going to have a very big impact on our relationship. And the question is, what happened? Yes. What happened for you to shut down and close off? And what am I walking into? Is it, am I wanting to play a role of savior? Am I wanting to fix you? Am I wanting to change you, heal you, be your answer?
Right.
So what's going on for me in that sense? What is this relationship? So
that's true.
It's a very good point to think of. How is your family dynamic? I used to always, before I became, very much married, but I used to always ask...
Very much married.
Very much
very little.
Yeah, very much married. It's happened. But I used to say, how do you get on with your mother?
Yes.
Because
it's a great question.
It's key, And do you have any sisters? Because, it makes a big difference.
Although some women might say, oh, you don't get on with your mother, very good. Checkbox. I guess it depends on what you want, right?
It's all about me at the end of the day, isn't it? I mean, if that works for me, if I like to think of a man who doesn't need to be too connected or too close to his mother, that might work for me.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, it's not a general scale of personality approval. It's what works for me.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not, for instance, in Dubai. Here we are in Dubai. I'm not an expat for nothing. I live away from my family.
Exactly.
So I'm probably going to meet people who live away from their family. What does that mean? Do they like to see them? Do they consider them?
True.
So that's going to impact me as well.
True.
So I tend to look at how they behave in a restaurant.
That's a really good one.
How they behave in a taxi, how they behave in a queue.
What you're doing is you're trying to gather data
Yes.
to know the person better, hoping that this person might be your match.
Tick
or
your
might
boxes.
not. Exactly.
Or maybe not hoping, but curiously investigating and listening to that inner voice that says, maybe not.
Not sure
and
about
not
that.
pushing it. Or maybe, this is really
It's working.
not too bad.
I believe in that inner voice, really.
Me too.
Yeah. You can...
I actually saw a really nice quote the other day that said, what did it say? It said, so we're talking about finding the perfect love, aren't we? And it was, please cut this.
Oh my God. Okay,
It was, so we're finding the perfect love. If you're finding something, it means you're chasing something. If you're chasing something, it means that it's running away from you.
Right.
If you're sitting and you're waiting and you're in alignment with who you are and your truth and what you want and with your thoughts and your intentions, naturally that will gravitate towards you. Somehow you don't have to chase it. And I really believe that.
Wow.
So people will come into your
Yeah.
environment that, you might meet them randomly or it might just happen just that way. And I really believe that if you're in your alignment, then
Yes,
can
I
attract.
agree. I think there's a lot to be said for forcing. I think that when we
Exactly.
force, we tend to behave in a way that's not natural or authentic. And when we're not authentic, I believe there's an underlying fear to be authentic. Maybe I'll be rejected. Maybe they won't like me. So I often feel very connected and very much comfortable with people who say, okay, so I get really angry with this, I don't really like that, I snore, I do this, I do that. It's like I'm out, all my bad stuff is out there
on the table,
and I'll
put
leave
it there
the rest
for
for
you.
you to find out about. But at least it's not that pretense that, I'm perfect.
Yeah, of course.
And that's it. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, is there such a thing as a perfect?
Yeah, and that's the thing. So
Person.
I think at least my
I'm
generation.
listening and I'm waiting for somebody to say what's perfect love is. What's perfect? Who's perfect?
Nobody's perfect.
Is there somebody perfect?
But no, well, I don't think anyone is perfect.
I'm perfectly me. What I tell my kids as well, I was like, I'm perfectly imperfect. You gotta deal with that,
I'm doing the best I can. This is as perfect as I can be today.
imperfectly perfect, whichever way you flip that.
But if we start from the beginning, if we define love, because we're trying to find the perfect love, which I agree with Tricia, you started to mention something about perfect. Is there a perfect love? Probably there is, but personal love. That might suit me, but might not suit the other person,
Exactly.
right? But what's love? Love defined differently to everybody.
Yes.
How would you define love? In a few words, please.
I absolutely believe that love is what we are.
What we are.
What we are.
Right.
We have come from love.
Yeah.
We have been born out of love.
That's true.
And we are just the pieces in it. So we come together with either love or control.
Right.
So in the absence of love, in the absence of the awareness of love, then we enter into control and ego and fear and all the rest. But with the awareness of who we are and how we are created in this loving energy, then I think we are love. And we, all of these personality traits, all of our anger, all of our fears, all of our difficulties, our stubbornness, etc., 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 disappear when we're asleep. And how many people have said, she looks so lovely when she's asleep.
Stay that way.
We are a product of love. We are in love. So I don't see how we can turn it on and turn it off. It's just, am I aware of what I'm telling myself, what I'm believing?
True. Elise, what's love for you?
I think we're always emitting, like you said, we're always emitting at that frequency. And if we can find the love within ourselves, then we can find love everywhere. We can find love in a cup of tea if you want.
Yes. Yes. Love in the security and the safety of this very moment. Love in the air we're breathing. Love in the lady at the shop who says, oh, have you, do you need this? Or the lovely young man who might pack my groceries. I mean, if we become more aware, we can see it literally everywhere.
We can see
the
love
electricity
But if we're talking about
room.
romantic love,
Exactly.
what's romantic love means to you, Tricia?
Well, I do think that that's more of a need being fulfilled. It's something that we are wanting to fulfill.
Right.
So we're looking to the external and the physical. We're needing that social connection, that validation, that wanting to belong.
Right.
So I think that could be confused
Something
sometimes.
external to fulfill something internal towards the other person.
I think it can give us balance as well. Like having another person or having a relationship, it can give us a really nice sense of balance.
Yeah, but also the way I feel when I'm with the person I say is my perfect partner is internal. That's me feeling that. He's not doing that. My husband's not, pouring love into my heart or this lovely fuzzy feeling. I am doing that by the thoughts
But
I have
because
of
of him doing something that pushing...
He doesn't have to do
Maybe
anything.
Maybe it's just a connection.
Yeah.
So that's my view on love is with another
Romantic
human.
love.
Romantic love is different because I don't love the person for the person because of who they are. I know that sounds strange, but what I have the concept that I love for the sake of God, and if my love is tied more to that connection that I have with God, that love will automatically exist between me and my partner, and that's just how I see it. So if he has that connection that I have, and it comes back, we had a discussion about core at some point, knowing our cores and cores aligning, and it comes back to that. So if his core is connected the same way that my core is connected, that love will be there naturally because we have that plug that's connected into the same place. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
to
nice.
be honest, the way I personally see love, I'm talking about romantic love, not the general love. It might be aligning with what you guys said, but love in the end is an emotion. It's out there. It's in a feeling as well, okay? And this emotion or feeling might increase or decrease, like if you're having a cup of coffee. To find the perfect love is basically, you can imagine it like you're having a coffee in your hand with the right temperature. So perfect love means perfect temperature of the coffee because I'm enjoying it. Now, it might increase, the love, the emotion might increase or decrease depending on so many factors, outside factors, and inner factor and outer factors. But this love might go away as well. So to maintain the love towards a person, it's a huge task. It's not easy. The best thing is to maintain a love towards someone else is to find the right person for you. This is what you said, right?
Yeah.
And once you find the right person who suits you, then you will make sure that regardless what happens, that love is going to be there. Now, how to find the right love or the best love for you, it's totally another question.
Yeah.
It's not easy. I would say to start any relationship, romantic relationship, and to find the right love is, why are we together? Really, truly, why really are we together? Once you define that question, then the love will be there. Hopefully the love will be there.
I think you have to work for it as well, right? It's hard work, and if you don't put in the actual effort with your partner, chances are you're putting it somewhere else and not in the relationship that you're in, because there's always energy and effort, but it's where you're directing it, right?
Absolutely.
So if you have found someone and in the beginning you've realized this is, the one for me, if that such a thing exists, in a sense, you know what I mean? Because sometimes we do end up with the wrong ones, thinking it's the right one, but hey, we can't all get it right the first time, right? We live and we learn.
Yeah.
But, when we realize that we've lived and we learned and we are with someone who's worthy of our time and our effort, we have to constantly put in the time and effort to maintain what we're building, right? We have to build, and yes, as you said, Abby, it will rise, it will fall, it will do whatever.
Because love is an emotion,
and
it will increase, it will decrease. You can't base the whole relationship because I love the person. What if tomorrow it decreases for some reason?
Agreed.
It's like maintaining the temperature of the coffee. If you want to maintain this love, you have to, exactly what you said, you have to maintain, you have to add a lot of effort, which is not easy, a lot of time, a lot of sacrificing as well. But when you find the right person, then the love should be there. Increases, decreases, but you are absolutely with the person you want to be with. So, tell us, what is the perfect love for you? And remember, love is just an emotion. It will increase, decrease, it just depends. Don't base your whole future on some emotion or feeling, because that might be temporary, and temporary things can and will go away for some reason. But base your relationship on something concrete, as everybody almost said, and sharing the same idea of the right person. And the right person can come from, why are we together? And if you give me an answer close to the following, then you are there. If you are together, and whenever you are together, you feel that the whole world is with you, and yet you don't need the whole world because you guys together, then this is somewhere there. If you are together and you feel he is part of me and I'm part of him, then you are part of each other. This is gorgeous. And if you want a perfect love, whenever you are guys together, you still miss each other, even after 30, 40, 50 years of marriage, plus more or less. So it's about you. Don't base the whole relationship on a merely 4-letter words, which is love. And if you want to define love, think about it like this. The L is listening, somebody who's really willing to deeply listening to you. The O is an observer, not criticizing everything you do. The V, visualize. Visualize how you are going to move in this line together. And the E and this element should be, honestly, we should start with it first. Enjoy. If you're not enjoying this relationship, don't start it. If you have doubts, don't start it, because in the end, the look will go away. Regardless what you do, it doesn't matter what you do, it's going to go away. Love is everything we have, as Tricia said. Love is we're born with, and love, hopefully, we are going to leave with, and leave it behind, with those who will stay behind. Tell us more. Remember, subscribe, share, and like. Bye-bye now.